Hello everyone, guys. This is day 12 of our journey to earn $1 million using AI. How are you doing, guys? By the way, am I audible? Audible enough, I guess. This is day 12 of our journey to earn $1 million using AI. So, what we have done so far, let me just recap. So, this is day 12. Day 12 of our journey to earn $1 million using AI. So our current revenue is zero, by the way. Okay. Let me just show you what we have done so far. So we actually manually looking for leads. How a SDR find actually lead. Okay. We understand the process how you can actually manually find leads. So what we will do today is, before that, let me just recap how we can actually earn $1 million. Okay, so that we are all on the same page. Okay, let me just give you a quick recap how you can earn $1 million. So yeah, this is the part. This is how we are actually trying to earn $1 million. This is the one. Is first we actually create an account on Fiverr, then look for the 10 prospects who we are actually going to sell our service. Then after that, if we are able to find some clue, what we will do is we will create our own AI agent agency and try to sell 100 customer to our service. If we are able to find a pattern, then what we will do is we will create an AI wrapper or MVP, you can say. And in that MVP, if we are able to cap 1,000 peoples, and that's it. Hello guys, I'm back again. So where we are, let me just give you the breakdown how we actually earn $1 million. I'm actually trying to explain this each and every live so that I stay motivated and you guys also know how to earn $1 million. Okay. So what we will do is we will create a Fiverr account, and after creating a account, what our second target is, our second will be target will be the prospects. Okay. So look for the 10 peoples. We will close 10 clients. After closing 10 clients, what we'll do is we will create our own AI agent agency, and we will sell the same template to the 100 customers. And at that time, if we are able to find some patterns, what we will do is we will convert this into a AI wrapper or MVP, or you can say AI SaaS. Cause what we will say, what we are actually trying to sell to the client is nothing but a backend logic, and what AI wrapper will be nothing but a front end with a backend. You can say a full stack actually. Okay, front end backend. And at that time, our target will be the 1,000 customer who are gonna pay per month. Okay, if we calculate it into let's say, if we calculate it with $10, okay, 10 into 1,000, that will be $10,000 per month MRR. And if we want to calculate it as an annual basis, that will be 10,000 into 12, which is 1,20,000 ARR. And if you want to calculate the valuation, that will be into 10. And here we have 1.2 million. If you want to exit, this is our $1 million goal, and this is how we are actually going to earn that. Okay, so what we have do so far, we actually look for we actually do some AI automation services research. Okay, so which services are actually peoples are paying, and we also look for the templates. We actually got those templates, we create our Fiverr profile around it, and I also describe the workflow breakdown, and we also create some initial manual cold email scraping. Okay, so after we have done all this, what I have done yesterday, let me just say it. So yesterday what we do is we do actually intent detection signal based lead scraping, where peoples are actually showing some signals that they are actually looking for leads, and this is how we actually create our second you can say the version 2 of our Excel sheet. And what we will do today is, this is day 12, and in day 12 we will be actually creating our emails. Okay, what we will do today, we will what we will do is we will draft our first email. Okay, draft our first cold email. This is what we are gonna do, and send this email, sorry, and send this email to the 5 leads manually that we actually find yesterday. Okay, and third, what we will do is, after doing all of this, we actually able to have some idea how we are actually or going to do the next step, which is workflow breakdown. Okay, we will do a simple workflow breakdown. how we are actually going to do this in N10. Okay, the automation starts from here. Okay, so guys, I ask you to stay, and after doing the workflow breakdown, what our next task will be. Our next task is, hence we are solely depend on the, we are actually selling SDR as a service, or you can say AI SDR. So we need to look for the clients, and for looking for the clients we need to purchase, okay, purchase some domains, inboxes, and other things, other scrapers and other tools that we need to have purchased. So what we will do is we will list all the things that we need. Okay, we will be create our expense sheet, the things that we have to purchase. Okay, we will create our expense sheet list where we actually need to purchase the tools and the other stuffs. Okay, so this is so far the things that we are going to do, and yeah, draft our first cold emails, send these emails to the first 5 leads manually, and then the workflow breakdown using N10, how we are actually going to do this. And fourth is expense sheet list. We will create the expense sheet, and tomorrow we are going to purchase those tools, or you can say the domain and inboxes that we need. Okay, and also we need to purchase some tools like Lemlist to warm up our emails. Okay, so this is how we are going to do it. Okay guys, one step at a time. We are not rushing anything, but now things are actually going to rush. Okay, because this is where things actually going to get interesting. Okay, so yeah, and is there anything that I think I have to do? Let me just go. Oh yeah, there's a one thing that also I have to do is that's we need, I already created a signal based sheet. Okay, so where those this signal based sheet is actually work, that it has some sort of signals that the clients by using those signals we actually understand how clients are actually going to or wanted our lead generation service or not. Okay, so I will also reevaluate this sheet also. Okay, so let me just say the signal sheet. Okay, we will also looking into the signal sheet. Okay, this is, I'm my, by the way, my handwriting is not that bad. I'm using I don't know how to explain, but while I'm using that writing tab and my and this pen, by the way, it's my handwriting look like this. It's like a gibberish. Okay, so by the way, yeah, okay, signal sheet. So this is all we are going to do. Let's start our video, by the way. If you guys interested, you can ask me anything you want to. Okay, don't need to shy, by the way. And one thing I want to say, how's the background audio? Are you enjoying? Let me know. Let me know in the comment, guys. Let me know. Okay, let's just start our drafting our first email. Okay, and also I will also share you the new version of our Excel, version 2. Okay, so don't worry, I will be sharing in the our Telegram group. I will share that in our Telegram group, so you don't have to worry. So let's just start our video. Okay, draft our first cold email. Okay, let me just open the Excel sheet. Wait for it, guys. Let me open my Excel sheet. Where is that? Okay, this is simple lead tracking sheet version 2. I am about to send this in the group, so don't worry about it. By the way, we have 1 2 3 4. Okay, one client is missing. Let's find another list. Okay, then we will continue the whole thing that we are actually trying to start. Okay, let's just do what we do yesterday. Okay, first, okay, look for the LinkedIn ads library. This is the signal that we are looking for. Okay, this is the signal, and let's search in keyword section. Let's say AI automation. This is our yesterday keyword, AI automation. Okay, let's search, and the country we want is United States. Okay, where is United States? Okay, so yeah, United States, and let's do a search, and here we have it, guys. We again have some qualified leads that we trying to approach, or we are going to approach. So yeah, okay. Pay up on the reply. Okay. By the way, we are not competing with a agent agencies. We are actually providing a AI SDR service. Okay, that's all. Nothing fancy, by the way. Okay. This. I know Notion AI. Notion AI is a really big company, so we were not going to click to that one. Okay. Well, by AI, there I said it. I work in AI every day. I build solutions every day. Built on it. I write it. AI trading custom builds for marketing teams. Okay. So this is what we have actually done yesterday. I'm doing this again. What we do, just we look for the signals, and the signals we are looking for, cause we are actually going to sell our AI SDR service, which is AI sales. Sorry, what's the SDR mean? I just forgot it. Let me just SDR. Okay. Yeah, agency to manage stock from. Sorry, okay, full form. Sorry. What's the SDR full form? Yeah, sales development representative. Okay, so we are selling AI sales development representative. So an SDR's job is to look for the leads, personalize those leads, and send emails to those leads, and try to close and book calls with these leads. And after that, that work transferred to the AE, which is assistant executive, and assistant executive work is to work on that booked leads to close them, or you can say the complete the loop. Okay, so an SDR job is to look for the leads. For the leads, what SDR do is they look for the signals, or they just go to the Apollo and find their ICP based on their keywords. Okay, we are doing some differently, because if a person is actually providing some posting some ads, so that's the signal that you can think that that person need growth and look for leads. Okay, so that's how we are actually going to sell. By the way, we have look for click a lot of leads. Let's see. Okay, VP product manager, SaaS and AI solution, Cordic. What is Cordic? Let's look for it. Okay, that's 51 to 200 employees. This is actually a crucial part to choose which lead you have to work with, because if a lead have way too much employees, so that means this lead take way too much time for approval. So try to close the leads which are under our sweet spot. Those leads are where the employees are around 2 to 10 people or 2 to 50 people, that's all. Okay, so this leads will not work, this one. Okay, let's look for the amplify. What is this amplify? How many? Okay, 51 to 200. This lead will also not work for us. Let's look for the legora. Oh no, no, hell no. Then synopsis incorporation. How many people? Oh, bro, out of league. Can shop. Okay, main beach advisor. Okay, yeah, we can work with that lead. It's actually 11 to 50 employees. Okay, so let's add this lead into our lead list, and we will start creating our next step. What is to create our first cold email draft. Okay, so yeah, stay with me, guys. Oh, sorry, I accidentally follow that company, by the way. Whatever, consultancy strategy plus execution. Okay, industry. What is this industry that they're talking about? Strategy plus execution. They are actually a consultancy. Okay, consulting industry. Yeah, let's say consultancy. Okay, the same. Where are they located, by the way? Company is located business consulting service. Nope. What about Kenshaw? Sydney. Sydney works. Okay. Okay, so the decision maker, who's this guy is CEO and the founder. Yeah, Kenshaw. Okay. Two times CEO or founder, I know it's wait. Yeah, obviously CEO. Let's look for the email ID. Okay, so to find email ID is really easy, guys. What you have to do is just go to Apollo. Apollo.io, and there you have it. So how to find prospects? What you have to do is go to Apollo, then click on the people section. Okay. Okay, yeah, sorry, skip tools. Yeah, not people, you have to look for the company section. Okay, so in company bar, what you have to do is you need to search for the company name. What's the name of the company? MBA. Okay, so just do the search, beach advisory, and here's the company, and here, yeah, see, this is a CEO and here is email address. You just, this is how you find people email addresses. Okay, so just copy it and paste it over our lead list. Okay, after that we just need to double check if email is valid or not. For this we will be using Mail Meteor email checker, because other services are usually a paid one, and what Mail Meteor do is Mail Meteor check the SMTP. Okay, because by checking it it can say that this is the valid you can say quote unquote email address. Verify email add-ons. We are actually doing this manually just for the sake of the video. Yeah, valid, and this profile is actually a good one. Let's look for the LinkedIn link. Okay, where is this? This is the guy, by the way. We just need to copy the profile and paste it over. Running ads on LinkedIn, and this is the signal type, and this is the signal source, and signal description. What is it about? What is the ad? Yeah, is that CEO aren't focused on securing more dollars for AI. They are calculating. Talking about AI, okay? Ads. Talking about. By the way, we will be using AI to describe the signal. Okay, so we are doing this manually, by the way. Talking about AI, how to add in their business. Okay, yeah. Just for the sake of the video, I am actually doing this manually, by the way, guys. So the lead, the signal that we found is today. By the way, today is 17, no? Or today is 13. Oh no, that will be at 12, guys. Today is 13, nah? Yeah. Yeah, okay. So yeah, ICP match score, that's a 10 on 10, by the way. I will share you how actually in this list what is actually happening. We actually add new columns which are ICP match score, intent score, and priority rank. Okay, so we will be using AI for this. For right now we are doing this manually just to sake of the video, and here will be an interesting calculation about the ICP match ranking and intent score ranking, and also the priority ranking. So priority ranking is what that tells you that person actually need our job or need our service or not. That actually how we will actually prioritize. We will prioritize that based on the ICP, the profile that we are actually looking for, and the intent that the profile has. Actually the intent, how we are actually getting the intent, we are basically getting the intent using the signal description. Okay, so based on that our AI system will understand if that person running that type of ad, that means he need that service, so he score it out of 1 to 10. Okay, and after scoring 1 to 10, then there is a system that will be count as a priority rank, and there is 3 counting: low, medium, high. Okay, so this is how that system will work. Right now it's not on a scale mode. This is just we are doing manually. Okay, so when we are doing this on a scale, you guys will be amazed how the open rate is actually increases. Okay, so we will get that part soon, so don't worry. Okay, so we just found our prospect. Just let's make an icebreaker, that's all. To make an icebreaker we are also using ChatGPT. Most of the time we use the icebreaker with the numbers because people love numbers, you know. Love to see numbers. Okay, so the based on the personalized score, we giving it 8. We will calculate it later, okay? So what the subject line says. Let's use ChatGPT for this as well. Okay, so we finally able to collect 5 leads. Okay, so let's just start one by one to how to draft our first cold email. Okay. Damn, my mic is on mute and I don't even know how this happened to me. I'm sad right now, by the way. Really sad. Where do I start or where do I begin with? Let me just start again, okay? If you guys not able to hear what I say, okay? So, by the way, at least drop a comment, guys, that I'm not audible. I feel like a clone, by the way, right now. No worries. Let's just start again. So, what I did was I asked ChatGPT if he knows how to draft cold email. Okay, so this is what he says. Yes, a good cold email is very different from a normal marketing copy. The goal is not to sell in the email, it's to start a conversation. Yeah, that's a good one. Since you are already building AI outbound system and researching ICPs, the structure below is the one most SDR, sales development representatives, okay, teams and agencies use because it consistently get replies. Okay, this is what it says. So the basic cold email structure is a subject line which will be short, natural, curiosity based. Okay, for example, quick question about the company, first name, quick idea, saw your post about topic, company plus the AI ops. Personalized opener or icebreaker. Show the email is not automated. Example, saw your LinkedIn post about scaling AI op teams. Interesting take on budget allocation. Notice company recently started hiring for AI engineers. And this should be a one-liner. Okay. And second, he says the problem or observation. Show you understand their world. Example, many teams we speak with are struggling to keep up with outbound while keeping costs down. Value proposition, very specific outcome. We build a workflow that automate lead enrichment and personalization using AI agent inside N8N. And the proof for credibility. Team using it typically reduce manual prospecting by 70% and also add a soft CTA. Never push a meeting hard. Example, worth a quick look, open to see how it works, want me to send a quick breakdown. Okay, so this is how ChatGPT actually think how to draft a cold email. Okay, so here's the cold email that ChatGPT draft for us, and this is like subject, quick idea for the company, hi, then the name, the person name. Then saw your post about using AI to streamline ops. Many teams we speak with are trying to scale outbound without increasing ASTR headcount. We recently built an AI workflow that automates lead research, enrichment, and personalized email drafting directly inside N8N. Teams using it usually cut prospecting time by 60 to 70%. Would it be crazy to share a quick walkthrough? Then your name. And here's the rule that ChatGPT shared. Cold email rule most people get wrong. One is keep it under 120 words. Most cold emails fail because they are too long. Okay. And the second is one idea per email. Don't pitch multiple services, automation, AI, consulting, SDR training. Just a good one clear result. Okay. So make it sound human. Bad is I hope this email finds you well. The better is quick question. So since you are doing AI outbound, ChatGPT knows based on our past history that we talk about our AI outbound system. So he just assumed that we are doing this for our AI outbound system. So he told us that since you are doing AI outbound, your best angle is cost reduction, not AI. Example, positioning. AI automation platform is not. We have to position it as a replacing manual prospecting work done by SDRs. Executive respond much more to budget impact. Okay, so this is what it says. And what I shared ChatGPT that I recently got an email, okay, on my personal email ID, and this is the email that I thing quite interesting. Okay, and I caught to that email, and I really want to share with you guys as well. So this is the email, and this is how it sounds, by the way. So it says, by the way, I got an interesting email about how to book clients. Let me know what do you think. And I just shared the email whole script. Okay, so here's the email script. Let me just read it loud. Okay, so you also understand. Okay, so here's the email, what it says. The email says, hey there, I came across a strategy recently that genuinely made me stop and think. A guy named Alex runs a fintech company, but to get clients, he started a podcast, The Agency Hour. Not for branding, not for content, purely as a lead gen tool. Here's how it works. Step 1. Cold email the guest invite. He sends 200 to 400 emails a day to ad agencies. Simple invite to be a podcast guest. Subject line is clean, no link mention, a few PR outlet as social proof. Conversion rate 5%, book a call. From 4,000 emails, he booked 127 opportunities. Had to pause the campaign because it was too many. Step 2. The intro call. This is where the magic happens. Before the actual recording, he does a 15-minute intro call. Within the first 2 minutes, he casually drops, this podcast is mostly a hobby. My real business is Opal. Then he asks completely natural questions. How much ad spend are you running? What cashback are you getting? Do you ever factor invoices? This feels like normal B2B conversation. Nobody feels sold to. Step 3. Pull, don't push. He never pitches hard. He just mentions it and lets them lean in if they are interested. Any businesses you want to pull people into, if you are constantly pushing the product, it's going to be really hard ladder to climb. If they are qualified and interesting, yeah, hello my friend, how are you? Is everything fine? Let me just explain what we have done so far, or what I'm about to say right now, or what I'm actually explaining. This is the email, by the way, that I got today. Okay, as you can see, 5:35 p.m. and what we are doing is our today's goal is to prospect, or you can say to create our first or draft our first cold email. Okay, and hence I got this email, and that email is really caught my eye, so I want to share how this email is actually going. Okay, so this is the email that I read out loud so far, and he actually breaks down how actually a good email works. Okay, so this is a step he actually shared one by one, and that's really interesting. Okay, so like this one, the intro call, if I just read that out, the step 1, he says, the starting of the email is like, hey there, I came across a strategy recently that genuinely made me stop and think. A guy named Alex runs a fintech company, but to get clients, he started a podcast called The Agency Hour, and I am literally hooked. You know what I'm saying. This is a story. Okay, this is a story that guy actually explaining me via his email. Okay, and I really hooked. And then he says, not for branding, not for content, purely as a lead gen tool, and here's how it works. And he just break it down the process. The step 1 is cold email the guest invite. He sends 200 to 400 emails a day to ad agencies. Simple invite to be podcast guest. Okay, subject line is clean, no link mention, a few PR outlet as social proof, and conversion rate 5%, book a call. From 4,000 email, he booked 127 opportunities. Had to pause the campaign because it was too many. Okay, so this is where things are actually get interesting. I thought, what is this? That he sends 200 to 400 emails per day, and he found actually 127 opportunities. Just people want to hop on the podcast. Whoa, that's a nice, and this is something really crazy, by the way. That's you can say that's an idea that I got. That what if I actually create my own podcast and I invite people to hop on my podcast, and also I sell my services on the way. So you are getting the idea, right? What I am actually trying to say. So this is how he is actually telling a story, also educating me in the same way, same in the same time. And the he actually explaining the steps. Then step 2, the intro call. This is where the magic happens. Before the actual recording, he does a 15-minute intro call. Within the first 2 minutes, he casually drops, "This podcast is mostly a hobby. My real business is Opal." Okay. Then he asks completely natural questions. How much ad spend are you running? Okay. What cashback are you getting? Do you ever factor invoices? This feels like normal B2B conversations. Nobody feels sold. Step 3. Pull, don't push. He never pitch hard. He just mention it and lets them lean in if they are interested. Okay, so here's the interesting part. What he did was, in the podcast, he just pitched his business, which is so-called Opal. If the person who is actually interviewing, okay, who is actually in the interview, if he is interested, he will ask about the Opal. What is this business? What is actually do? Okay, and if the person here he say any business you want to pull people into it, if you are constantly pushing the product, it's going to be a really hard ladder to climb. Okay, so if they are qualified and interesting, book the actual recording. Yeah, so this is how he's actually doing. Okay, if they are unqualified or boring, I just realized I have to jump on another call. I will follow up by email. Then he doesn't. Okay, so this is how he's actually doing these things. Okay, and literally he is actually teaching me how you can also do. So why this works: most cold outreach screams, "I want something from you." A podcast invite says, "I want to feature you." That's a completely different energy. Agency owners and founders who never get media attention love it. And seriously, if I am an agency owner or I am a founder, by the way, quote unquote, I am agency, I will be a future agency owner, and I will be a future founder. So yeah, if someone asks me to hop on a podcast, I will definitely hop on a podcast because I want attention. Okay, so yeah, so agency owner and founder who never get media attention love it. The flattery factor alone gets reply that cold emails never would. The bonus play, he adds everyone who doesn't book to a newsletter. 10,000 plus subscriber, 40% open rate, track who clicks on podcast episodes. Those are his warm leads. He actually know the game. Okay, 500 hot prospects identified just from content engagement. And this is how he's actually closing. Can you do this without a big podcast? And he's actually sharing the solution. Yes, you don't need 1 lakh downloads. You need a niche podcast with a professional name, a Spotify listing, and a clean email. Most people in your niche have never been asked to be on a podcast. Yeah, right. The bar is lower than you think. This is probably the most underrated outreach strategy right now. Cold email is getting noisier, right? Podcast invites are still a pattern interrupt. I only opened 5 calls for. This is how he's actually selling. So what I did was I just copy the whole email and I paste it into the chat GTP. Okay, so this is the email that I pasted on it, and I want chat GTP to give me the depth of what this actually email is saying. Okay, and ChatGPT shares some of his interesting point of view, you can say the POV. Okay, so here the ChatGPT version. Okay, what he says: the email is actually very well written, not perfect, but it uses several psychological triggers that make cold emails work. I will break down what's good, what's questionable, and what you should learn from it, especially since you are building an AI outbound system. Hence ChatGPT no, cause we already had a lot of talk about our AI outbound system, and this is how he knows. So based on that, he actually start breaking it one by one, and this is what he thinks actually. This is the his point of view, by the way. What this email does very well. One is pattern interrupt, story instead of pitch. Yeah, because on a previous if I say the previous one, that ChatGPT is actually draft a mail for us. This is the mail. It's actually not a story, it's actually a pitch that look like that we are actually trying to sell, and I don't think this email will work. Okay, this email, I don't think this email work. That's why I shared that pattern. That guy is actually, you know what that guy is actually trying to say, and this is how that guy actually tried to grab our attention. So I shared this pattern, and this is how ChatGPT come across. First he says the pattern interrupts, story instead of pitch, and this is what, if you want to do a cold email, we will also do the same. We will share the story, not the pitch. Okay, so most cold email starts like, we help companies scale outbound. This one start with a story. I came across a strategy recently. Story is equal curiosity. The reader thinks, what strategy? So they keep reading. Yeah, this is how actually I keep reading. Well, hi. Hello, Pankaj. How are you, my friend? Nice to meet you, man. So if you have anything, you can ask me right away. By the way, what we are doing today is actually yeah, I'm fine, I'm good. So what we are doing today is we are actually looking for options how to draft our first cold email. Okay, so this is what we are doing. Let me know if you have any question, I can answer it to you. Okay, so the case study structure, the email is basically structured like this: hook, story about Alex, and okay, that is great. Yeah, hook, a story about Alex, and step-by-step breakdown why it works, and also the call to action. That structure works because it teaches first, sells later, and this is what we want in our cold email. Cause most of the time what happens, if we start pitching our services right away, I don't think people are interested or people get interested. Okay, so if we do this in a story way, I think that work very well. So I actually shared a mail that I got today, and this mail is actually really this mail is actually written so well, and I am hooked to that mail. The Div Sharma, this is the guy who sent me that email, and ChatGPT helped me to break it down. Yeah, right now we are actually building a AI outbound system, or you can say an AI SDR, sales development representative. Okay, so this is the system that we are actually right now making. Yeah, so we will be using automation or NA10, and then we will try to pitch that service to our prospects, and our goal is to earn $1 million by doing this. By the way, I'm kidding. Let me just share you the breakdown sheet. Okay, so that you can understand the math, how we are actually able to earn 1 million. Okay, just stay with me. Yeah, included you. Let me just share how how we are actually going to earn $1 million. Okay, so we in this challenge we are actually trying to use as low money as possible. Okay, so that's why we are starting with zero money. Okay, by the way, zero. And I'm working on same solution in Azure Cloud Foundry. Yeah, that's a great. By the way, you can if you actually able to complete it, you can share it right away. We can check, and I can review it. How good is it? Okay, that's a great thing. If most peoples or more peoples are actually working on the same thing, then that's a signal that that type of thing has demand in the market, right? Yeah, good. You can share it, by the way, if anyone interested on working on a project that who are interested to share, you can share it right away on my chat, and I will review it if you want to. Okay, so yeah, also you can join my group. In group we are actually discuss everything, and if you want any help from my side, I will help you as much as possible. Okay, so let me just break it down how we are actually able to going to earn $1 million. I share it, I actually told it each and every time. So what we will do is we will create first our Fiverr account, and after creating our Fiverr account, then what we will do is we will look for the prospects. Why we are creating Fiverr account? Cause we are creating Fiverr account just for one and only reason, cause Fiverr has you can say the first is trust. Okay, because right now we have nothing, not a portfolio, not a customer review, and nothing. Okay, so that's why we will start with a Fiverr. Also the payment gateway, Fiverr has a payment gateway, right? Hence we are starting with a zero to less little money. So if we want our own payment gateway, so for that we need to create our own business account, and so on and so on, and this challenge will take a way too long time. So that's why we are not going into it or starting with it. Okay, by the way, I am from Kolkata. Okay, yeah, where are you from, by the way? So yeah, so that's why we will start with a Fiverr. Okay, then in Fiverr, oh, Ujjain. Okay, my birthplace, by the way. Yeah, Ujjain, MP. I was born there. My birthplace, MP, Indore. Do you know? Yeah, yeah, that is great. Yeah. Okay, so what we will do is we will create our Fiverr profile, and then we will reach for the prospects, and we provide our service, that AI outbound system. Okay, and if we are able to close 10 clients, what will be our next step is we will convert it our this service to as a agency, where we will going to crack this for 100 clients. And while doing this, if we are actually able to find some patterns, okay, let's assume we were able to find some patterns while selling our this N8N automation template. Okay, then what we will do is we will create our own AI wrapper, or AI wrapper MVP, minimal viable product, or AI SaaS. So why we are yeah, yeah, sure. Welcome to welcome to our live stream, by the way, Shurovi. Yeah, welcome to my live stream. If you have any question, you can ask me right away. Let me just explain, by the way. Then what we will do is, so you building in anything only. Yeah, right now I'm actually building it in it only, cause I'm actually trying to share it with all of you guys. Not I'm doing this alone, so that we can start with and grow with step by step, one at a time. So you can learn from my learnings and from my wins, from my failures. That's why I'm starting with N8N, because N8N is actually the you can say easy to learn and easy to execute. Okay, instead of I'm developing on a harder part. Okay, on harder things that I also need to learn, by the way. That's why. Yeah. So after, let's say, if you are able to find some pattern, what we will do is we will create AI wrapper. AI wrapper is nothing but a front end and with a backend logic, and we are actually creating our backend logic using N8N that we are selling, and in front end, that nothing, just a cute you can say AI a UX, or yeah, a UX or front end, that people just type something, let's say it's just API call. Yeah, Yeah, it's just API call. So if they type some query, and then the next will be happen in backend, and in the front end will show you the results. And what we will do is we will try to sell this to the 1,000 peoples. And let's say if our AI wrapper cost a $10 per month, I am just assuming $10, it's not will be a $10 per month, I'm just for the sake of the calculation I'm assuming it's a $10 per month. Okay, then $10 into 1,000, that will be our $10,000 per month MRR, monthly recurring revenue. If we want to calculate the ARR, which is annual recurring revenue, that is 10,000 into 12, which is 1,20,000 ARR. And the valuation is an important thing to calculate, because based on the valuation you can actually do a exit. Okay, yeah, we will use MCP as well, but not right now. I'm actually trying to make this you can say challenge as easy as possible so anyone can follow. Okay, and we will eventually make it harder and harder, you can say. Okay, we will use MCP as well, don't worry, we will use it, we will use everything. So if actually where I am, by the way, so ARR, and if you want to calculate the valuation, that will be ARR into 10, and this is how we actually able to earn 1.2 million as a valuation. And if you do a exit, that's a 1 million hard cash, by the way. Okay, so this is our plan, and I'm doing this in a really a simple step-by-step way so that anyone can follow along. Then we will, when we are actually able to get some movements or able to grasp something, cause right now initially we are totally on a signal stage. You mean the signals where we are actually able to find that our template or this will work if we scale it. Okay, so we are on the, you can say the we need to verify, or what you can say that term, verify, identify, no, sorry, not identify. You can say validation. Yeah, we are on a validation stage, sorry. Yeah, right now we are on a validation stage. After we will validate, we will eventually move and try to make it as easy as possible. Okay, and try to build what we actually planned so far. Okay, so let's just hop into the ChatGPT, and I'm using, by the way, ChatGPT free version, so you can also follow along with me if you want to, because our challenge is to use little to no money possible. Okay. Mm. Okay, yeah, that's really a great news that I hear. Oh, okay, nice, by the way, nice, man, good work, you're doing really great. Yeah, you're working on Infosys, yeah, as an AI engineer, and you also have a 3.6 experience. Yeah, that's a really I can say the good, and you are doing really great, by the way. Yeah. So let me explain, by the way, where we are. So so this is what this email does very well, and it actually explains the overall thing. What this email does very well. First is the pattern interrupt. Okay, he is actually you are working in company or freelance. Right now I'm actually not working anywhere. I'm actually building this, you can say, the project I'm actually working. This is the project. I'm not currently doing any freelancing job, and I will be doing the freelancing job as I shared in my this sheet. This will be our first job to start with freelancing, then the creating our own agency, then creating our own SaaS, then the rest. So this is how we will be doing. Okay. So this is how we will move, and not only me, also the people who are actually connect with me in this journey. Yeah. Thanks, man. Thank you. So by the way, this is the I shared the email with the chat GTP, and this is how he's actually breaking the things. And he says the what pattern or what pattern interrupt, and he actually explaining in his own point of view. Okay, so he says what this email does very well. The first is pattern interrupt, story instead of pitch. Most cold emails start like we help companies scale outbound. Yeah, I am a tech background. I am a tech. Yeah, I am a tech background guy. Yeah, I completed my BTech by the way. Yes, and also I do job on some tech teams, and most of other several things. So yeah, I'm not a non-tech guy by the way. Yeah, thanks man. I'm just doing this challenge as easy as possible so that everyone can follow along. Okay. By the way, I also congratulate to you as well. So what this email does very well, ChatGPT says pattern interrupt, which is a story instead of pitch. Most cold email starts like we help companies to scale outbound, and this one starts with a story. I came across a strategy recently. Story curiosity. See, because we are actually right now understanding the cold email patterns which are currently working, and this email that I got today, you can see the 5:35 p.m. a few hours ago, and this email really hooked me a lot, and that's why, and hence our today's topic is to draft our first cold email to pitch our services. And you know what, this is maybe a god's call, so that's why I'm sharing this, and also the interesting email that I got. Okay, so he says then the case study structure. The email is basically structured like hook, story about Alex, step by step breakdown, why it works, call to action. That structure works because it teaches first, sells later. People feel like they are learning, not being pitched. Specific numbers very important. 200 to 400 emails, 5% conversion rate, 4,000 emails, 10,000 subscribers, 40% open rate, and specific thing. And there's a psychological flip, pull versus push. This line is extremely strong. Most cold outreach screams, I want something. By the way, before this, ChatGPT actually gave me a cold email script. You can see this is actually try to pitch my service. You can see over here. The cold email says the quick idea, and hey, your name, saw your post about using AI to streamline ops. Many teams we speak with are trying to scale outbound without increasing SDR headcount. We recently built an AI workflow that automate. Here, this is the line where it's actually tried to sell his, okay, sell our service. So this is not we want what we want in our cold email. We want our cold email just to start, or you can say just to start our conversation. That's all. And then he says had to pause because too many leads. That line is classic marketing move. And the podcast track and your expert roundtable and the strategy. And how smart founder uses strategy, podcast invites, network building, soft selling. We actually need to do a soft selling. Okay, how this connects to what you are building. Step one, scrape prospect, AI scoring, podcast invite emails, CRM tracking, warm lead follow up. And this is how ChatGPT is breaking down. So now what will be our next job? Yeah. So like ask ChatGPT to create something like this. So okay, so after that I asked ChatGPT, is it possible to make an email like this? So this is what it replies says. Yes, email like this are very possible to write, but the reason this one working isn't just the writing. It follows a very specific persuasion structure. You can see guys, if you actually able to give a good prompt to the ChatGPT actually able to give you the answer that you are actually looking for. Okay, so this is how you actually evolve, or you can say you can train LLM model to give a better answer. If you able to give him a better prompt or better ask him a bit good questions, then he can genuinely give you a very good answers. Okay, so this is how things work. So I asked ChatGPT to replicate the email that I got, and I'm really hooked into it. So this is what ChatGPT says. Yes, email like this are very possible to write, but the reason this one work isn't just the writing, it follows a very specific persuasion structure. If you understand that structure, you can replicate it easily. Let's break it down. The real structure behind that email. That email follows a five-part narrative framework used in many high-performing newsletters. Curiosity hook. Instead of pitching, it opens with intrigue you. Example from the email. I came across a strategy recently that genuinely made me stop and think. This triggered curiosity because the reader wonders what strategy. Yes, obvious. The better hook usually sound like a founder I know booked 127 sales calls using a weird trick. This outreach tactic shouldn't work, but it does. Most cold email fail. This one doesn't. Second is story about a real person, and this one genuinely work. Stories make information easier to digest. Instead of saying podcast outrage works, the email says a guy named Alex runs a fintech company. That instantly makes it feel real. Okay. And also the step by step breakdown. Now the email became educational because structured used step 1 cold email invite, step 2 intro call, step 3 pull versus push. Readers feel like they are learning a system not being sold. 4 explanation why it works. This section reframe the idea. Example, most cold outreach screams I want something from you. Then the contrast, a podcast invite says I want to feature you. That reframe the psychology. And the 5 is soft offer only after value is delivered, because this chat is actually this email is actually provide first value, then it says the reply call and let's map it out. This works because the reader already got useful information. The template you can reuse. Okay, so ChatGPT gave us a template. You can write email like this using this structure framework. Hope I came across an outreach strategy that shouldn't work but apparently does. Second is story. A founder I know runs a small SaaS company. Instead of sending sales emails, he started inviting prospect to a niche podcast. Then he gave a breakdown. Here's the interesting part: step 1, step 2, step 3, and why it works. Most cold email ask for something, podcast invite give attention, and soft CTA. If you are curious how this could work in your industry, reply podcast. And here's something important. This email style works best for newsletter audience, not cold prospects, because cold prospects prefer very short email, 50 to 120 words. This one is 500 words. So the strategy works better for newsletter, warm audience, LinkedIn audience. Where these styles actually perform best. This type of email is perfect for founder newsletters, marketing newsletters, lead nurturing sequence, content driven sales. Example, Justin Wells, Alex Hermosi, Lenny's newsletter, they all use story, lesson, offer. If you want, I can also show you how these emails are secretly engineered to go viral. How to generate this automatically with AI. What we want is, I want to make me a first draft of old email template that I can use to share my prospects. Or ICPs. Okay, so here's the thing that I asked ChatGPT to create a personalized email for me. So he just asked me few things before he create a personalized email. So these are the things: company name, decision maker, position, subject line, icebreaker, offer or service. Okay. So these are the thing, and based on this, I shared the company name, decision maker, position, subject line that I think works best, icebreaker, and my offer and service. Okay, I share everything. So this is the first draft that ChatGPT creates. Okay, so let's see. Subject line workflow automation. Hey Joseph, saw your LinkedIn post about using AI to improve patients scheduling in radiology practices. Interesting direction, especially with how much operation friction still exists in scheduling and patient flow. It remind me of something I have been noticing. So this is saw your LinkedIn post about using AI to improve patient scheduling and radiology. Remind me of something I have been noticing with a lot of healthcare companies recently. Many teams are investing heavily in AI for clinical operational workflow, but their outbound pipeline generation is still mostly manual. Things like identifying practices, showing buying signals, researching prospects, and preparing outreach often take a surprising amount of time. I have been building small automation systems that detect buying signals, find ideal prospects, and book meeting automatically so team can focus more on conversation instead of prospecting. How much of your outbound process is still manual today? So hey guys, we have just completed our first email draft. Okay, so these are the draft for our 5 leads. Okay, so we have done so far. So what our next step? Let's see. Okay, so we draft our first cold email. By the way, my handwriting is not a gibberish. By the way, while I am trying to write using this pen, I don't know why it eventually give me this outcome. Okay. So okay, so first one is done, and the second one is to what we have to do is we have to mail them. By the way, hence for the sake of the challenge, I am sending these mails to these clients. But honestly, if we send these mails to our personal Gmail or using a Gmail account, I don't think how much this will work. Just for the sake of this challenge and just to get some validation if it works or not, we will send it using our own personal emails. Okay, so let's see. We are not hoping to get lot of so let's just start sending the emails. Okay, so we just manually copy one email. Let's just send it. Okay, we just send one email. By the way, guys, let's email sent, update the status. Let's send our second email. I'm doing this manually just to understand the process, then we will automate it. Okay, because first we need to do some manual work, then you can automate it, right? Okay, the second email also done. Let's look for our third email. We will iterate more about our subject lines and the emails, okay? Right now, maybe this looks AI. I guess sounds AI, looks AI. We will make it more human, okay? Don't worry, we will do it one at a time. We don't need to actually, the thing is, you know what, guys? We don't need to perfect everything on a first go, okay? Things will eventually get structured. That's the point, okay? Move fast, execute fast, okay? If you move fast, things will fix eventually, okay? Things will work eventually. So don't overcomplicate things, just move fast, okay? Because if you move fast you fail fast, and if you fail fast you know what you have to do next. So this is what we are doing right now. We are not overcomplicating things. We are just moving fast, doing things that we have to do. That's all. So yeah, let's see. We just send 1 2 3 4 5 emails, okay? Let's see if we were actually able to receive some response or not. The chances are zero, okay? Getting response using our Gmail account and using yeah, we try to actually make as much as possible human, but let's see what happens, because if we don't move fast we don't know what we are doing wrong, okay? So yeah, we have done that part as well. So yeah, we draft our first email, we send the emails. Now workflow breakdown, okay? So let's just do a anytime workflow breakdown, okay? Let's do this and we are good to go. Okay, so today is Saturday night. That's why there's no people online. Okay, I got it. Got it, guys. But the thing is, we have to do what we have to do. So let's just Let's just do the thing that we have to do, and that is the N8N breakdown, or you can say the N8N automation breakdown. We will ask ChatGPT to break it down for us. Okay, let's just draw it, by the way. Let's just draw the N8N breakdown. Breakdown for our AI outbound system. Okay, AI outbound. By the way, this is not just a AI outbound system. There's more to it. We will describe it more in depth later. Okay, so what I did was, let me just share my workflow, then we will ask ChatGPT about his opinion. Okay, so this is my workflow. What I did first, we look for the signals. Okay, aha, first, arey yaar. First I look for the signals. Okay, then when we got the signal, we filter it as our ideal ICP. Okay, if that ICP is our ideal ICP or not, then what we did was, if the ICP is a ideal ICP, we look for the profile and look for the CEO or the decision maker. Okay, after that what we did after, oh, by the way, this is Saturday and I sent the mail on Saturday, and people's mostly not available on Saturday because that's a weekend. That's let's see what we got, even we got a reply or not. I don't think sending a 5 email you can actually able to get replies. Okay, so maybe those will not. We are doing this just to understand the whole process. Okay, so that's one signal. Then we actually filter out our ideal ICP. Then we look for the profile who are actually the CEO. Then what we did, we collect email IDs using Apollo. Okay, collect email ID. Then we create our icebreaker. Then we send email. So this is the whole process that we have done so far, guys, and we will try to iterate it more as when we actually going to do the automation part. Okay, which is mostly the Monday we will do the automation, and then we will move from the next. Okay, so this is the workflow that we actually created, or this is a workflow that we think actually work for us, or this is a simple workflow that's genuine SDR do. Okay, and right now we have done the explaining about the workflow breakdown. Then now the expense sheet list. Okay, let's look for the expense sheet list. We need to build expense sheet list. Okay, wait, I don't think we need to build expense sheet list today. Yeah, we need to build expense sheet list. Just ask ChatGPT. Ask ChatGPT for the expense sheet list. Okay, let's open our ChatGPT. By the way, I already asked ChatGPT for the expense let's see. Budget is zero. Yeah, this one. Okay. Sheet model. Yeah, this is the yeah. Ask ChatGPT for the list. Let's just ask it again. Give me the list. Give me the list that I have to. Give me the list as an expense list. I already asked ChatGPT about the tools that we want. Our budget is 22,000 rupees. Okay. Yeah, this is our budget, by the way. This is our priority expense list budget. So ChatGPT gave us an expense list that we have to use to buy these things. What we will do is we will buy cold email. Okay. Purpose is protect your main domain and scale outreach, because we need to scale our outreach game. So we will buy 5 to 6 domains, and that will be average cost 800 to 1000, and our budget will be there 4500 to 5000. And also we need email inboxes. Okay, email inboxes are important, because we need to send emails using inboxes. Okay, so if we can create 2 inboxes on per domain. So ChatGPT says you can bot 4 to 5, but here he says budget 4000 to 5000. Okay, got it. AI API credits, we also need API credits. Okay, company summarization, we need chat model, LLM model, who actually summarize the context about the signals that we actually going to look for or found. Okay, and also ChatGPT give a ICP ranking. ICP ranking means ideal customer profile ranking, that we eventually gave on a first note when we actually give the ICP. When actually our process is starts or our automation is start, we have to provide ICP and the offer that we provide, and based on that our model or innate automation look for the client and the signals. Okay, so based on the ICP that we provide, he will rank it how much it matches on the ICP that we actually gave to the. And for that we need our LLM model to actually logically think about it and give us a conscious decision. Okay, so yeah, that's why we need API credits. I am using open router for this. Okay, and we will be investing on open router, because open router, in open router if we actually add credits, we can use multiple LLM models, so that will be a good thing for us. Instead of using ChatGPT 4.0 Gemini Flash, we can actually try to use more models. Okay, yeah, this can process thousands of leads. Lead enrichment credits, purpose find verified emails. Yeah, this is the another thing, cause we need to enrich the lead, whether this lead is actually valid or not. Cause when we actually find as lead on Apollo or say LinkedIn or on a website, we need to enrich. We need to verify if that lead is actually a valid lead or not. If not, the sending the lead will make our domain health will be worse. And next, if we try to send more emails on bad leads, then eventually we will actually going to hit spam box, and that we don't want. Okay, also the data scraping lead sources, Apify credits, scraping actors. Yeah, we will be using Apify instead of Apollo, because Apollo is actually costly. That's why we will use Apify to scrape data. Okay, cold email sending tool. First we need to warm our email list, so that's why we will be using instantly for this. And here it says the budget 3000 to 4000. So this is the total 22,000 that we are about to invest. Not right now, we will invest in, we will buy these all things Monday. Okay, So yeah, so this is a workflow: lead scraping using Apify, email enrichment, innate and automation, cheap LLM API for summary ranking, personalization, and then cold email sending platform. Okay, so this is all, guys. We have created our list. Let me just take a screenshot so that I'm not going to forget about it. Let me just send it over on my Notion. Okay, I just send this. If you want, I can also show you the cheapest cold email infrastructure stack possible. You know what? Sometimes you will fall on a rabbit hole because ChatGPT give you so many ideas that eventually you fall for it. Purpose: protect your main domain, brand domain, and allow scaling. Recommended scale 5 to 8 secondary. Buy 5 to 8 secondary domains. Example: typical cost 5,000 approx. Provider and email hosting. Instead of Google Workplace everywhere, many people mix providers. Zoho Mail budget option, free low cost plans, reliable SMTP, or Google Workspace higher. So budget sending engine instead of expensive tools. Many use SMTP sending tools. Options: smart lead, popular for agency instantly. DP tools. Okay. Lead source, cheap method. Instead of buying expensive lead database, use scraping plus enrichment. Source: LinkedIn search, Google Maps, company directory, startup database. Yeah, tools: actors, phantom busters, simple scraping tools. Yeah, I know. And good tools: Prosper, Find Mail. We actually use Mail Meteor for this to enrich our email, AI personalization. And also, there's one thing I forgot to tell, that not only we need to connect on let's say on 3 places. Okay, if we are actually able to connect a prospect on or if you're actually able to connect that prospect using a 3 touch point system, then there's a high chances to get a reply. Okay, let's say if we able to connect on LinkedIn, on email, and some post that the person is actually posted. Okay, so this will actually give us a high response rate. Okay, so yeah, this is all done. Okay, so what we have left, we create our expense sheet and the signal sheet. So let's look for the signal sheet. Okay, actually I created a signal sheet. So this is the signals. Okay, this is the signals. Actually this is signal. These signals are basically based on my ICP, my ideal customer profile, where these peoples are actually sitting. Okay, and these are the signals that I actually created using ChatGPT. So my signals are hiring signals. If someone is hiring SDR, BDR, or hiring growth marketer, that means that person or that company is actually needs some help to gain more leads. Okay, to gain more leads. That's why to scale their company. Okay, so to get more leads to scale their company. So that's why these are my signals. One is hiring signal. If a company is hiring, then the company needs more pipeline, as you can see. And where we can find it, we will be find it LinkedIn jobs, obviously. And example search query may be SDR hiring SaaS company. Okay, and the second is our signal is funding signal. If a company is recently funded, so that means that startup has enough money, and also that startup need to grow fast. Okay, so as you can see, startup must grow customer fast. That's why that startup must will be need our AI SDR service. Okay, and our third is the agency signal. When an agency launch, a new agency needs clients urgently. That will be a LinkedIn post launching my marketing agency, or something about they are talking about their agencies or the services they will be providing. So these are our signals that this agency maybe need our service. Okay, then the second is the tool signals. If a company using outbound tools, okay, let's say built with let's say they are using lame list or something which is actually used to do a cold email outreach. Okay, so that means that company actually need our service, and this is a tool service. Okay, pin signal, if a founder asking about leads or struggling with leads, basically a LinkedIn post. ठीक है, buying signals, looking for marketing help, if a company looking for some help, business signals, a new website launch or something, there is a career signal, a new head of growth someone is actually trying to hire, and these are the signals, hiring signal, traffic signals, if a website traffic drops. Okay, company losing inbound leads, we can also check a similar web or ahref to drive more traffic using cold email outreach. Okay, and partnership signal, this is one, and the community signal, this one is the great community signal, cause most of the time if a person is actually active on a community and looking for the solutions, that means these founders is openly asking for growth. Okay, so here's a list that I actually create using ChatGPT. If you want that list, by the way, just comment and I will send you that list as well. This is the signals. Okay, so we have completed all our tasks for today. Let's meet Monday. Okay, guys, let's meet on Monday. uh, I'm about to spend 1 more minute. If you guys have any question, you can ask me right away. Okay, or you can meet on Monday. Thank you, guys. You guys are awesome, by the way. Okay, so I'm about to drop my live. Okay, yeah, guys.